Man, that looks like she's having a horrible time. Not at all. All right, let's talk about some bus cancellations, really just the one that we have on tap right now. And this is in Simcoe County. So right now there are no buses running for the north weather zone only. So far here across the GTA, things are looking just fine. You've got school today, unless you've got a PA day, which I know some school boards do have. And our top story at this hour, more gun violence on our streets. A man shot and killed downtown. Our Tammy Sutherland is standing by live at the scene, which is at Queen and Parliament. What do you know so far, Tammy? Any development within the last hour?
Well, you know, I just actually spoke to a man who didn't want to appear on camera. He says he stepped out onto Queen Street East just before 2 o'clock this morning when he heard what he thought were fireworks and then realized later on that it was a shooting. It happened just before 2 outside of 366 Queen Street East. Now, at that building in the top level, there is a club called The Vault. The victim then pronounced dead here on scene. Now, we don't have much information about the victim and age and so on, but we did speak to police who say that they are, of course, in the early stages of this investigation, trying to gather as much information as possible. The body of the victim is still here, and police were called here with several reports of gunshots from people who were inside the club and out on the streets. Now, the one thing that we don't have at this point is a suspect description or an area in which the suspect was seen fleeing. We're hoping that police can provide some more information on that. But again, they're in the very early part of the investigation right now behind us, collecting evidence in hopes of finding the person who did this. Mel, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tammy, thank you so much for that update. We'll check in with you shortly. Meantime, serial killer Bruce McArthur, it's going to be a packed courthouse as he is sentenced this morning at University Avenue. The 67-year-old pleading guilty last week to 8 counts of first-degree murder, most of his victims with ties to Toronto's gay village. Now, earlier this week, court heard victim impact statements from families and friends, as well as from the community. This morning, Justice John McMahon will be handing down his decision on whether McArthur should spend 25 or 50 years behind bars before being eligible for parole. And coming up in an hour and a half's time, we're going to be speaking with City News reporter Adrian Gobriel live from the University Avenue courthouse, where McArthur will be sentenced at about 10 a.m. And he's going to be joined by Karen Fraser. She's the owner of that Leaside property where the remains of McArthur's victims were located. And we continue to follow breaking news out of Brazil. A deadly fire at a training ground for one of the country's biggest soccer clubs, Flamengo. Now, 10 people, all believed to be young athletes, killed when a blaze ripped through their facility in Rio. 3 others reportedly injured in this fire. The training grounds are normally used by teenagers trying to make the big club. Right now, the cause of this fire is unknown. This facility reportedly underwent some major renovations just a few months ago, so we'll be watching this story very closely this morning.